to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
Let's go, let's go.
Ready, that one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
4 down, 4 down.
Ready. Clock now on first down. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So 2 first downs, and moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. A throw over the middle, taken in. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Come on, set.
A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
We want this.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Ready.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
They run. It's Gurley. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Let's go.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
Here we go.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Here's Locke to throw. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Big River.
Now it's Gurley.
You just watch 88 over there. Just watch 88.
And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Ready? 90 Wolf.
Third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down.
Go.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. This is caught. Watkins. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator.
56. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Get it. Go.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
There we go. Nice move.
Nice move. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And it's up and good to make the score 13-3. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
All day, baby, all day.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Off the play fake. Herbert.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ready.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee. And that means 4th down. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. We're in the second quarter. They got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of the air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Time to go. Nice.
On first down, Locke. And he finds Montgomery complete. 4 yards on the pickup. And that'll make this a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Snap.
Locke now on first down. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun, Herbert. Got an open man, Keelan Cole. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Operating from the gun, Herbert. The throw taken in by Cole. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because...
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
That's how we do it, baby.
Always a force. Got back there for the sack.
I'm I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Yo,
They'll
Rocket,
get to the line
come on.
here, but remember, it's also third down.
56 is the mic.
Ready?
From the gun, Herbert. That'll be complete to Cook. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. But first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. In the early games, a lot of good matchups, one being in Indianapolis. A tough one for the Colts as they'll square off against the visiting Houston Texans. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the Tennessee Titans. And lastly, Sunday Night Football has a good one lined up between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Bucks. In the game you're watching, it's been Drew Lock with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Come on, fellas.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Hey, 25
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that's incomplete.
Here we go.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Tight right. We got 4.
Shoot.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got to play defense. Don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game.
Here we go.
So far, defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Set up. 60 outlaw.
Right there, 56. I hope you brought your lunch, because I'm about to
Ready, go. Set, go.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Let's go, baby.
A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Let's go.
So
10
first
Lobo.
and 10 now
Check
in
tight,
Buffalo
check tight.
territory
Check tight.
at the 44-yard line.
Get.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Catch made here by Campbell. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of
10
12.
too soft.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
Ready?
Locke off of play action. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Go, set. 8,
Able to
read.
get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
You.
Let's go.
Now Locke dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Go. Go.
Right. Ready.
Now Gurley.
Run.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Ready up. Put it.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
5.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Come on, baby, let's
Looks
go.
to me
Get
like
inside.
maybe
Let's
there's
go.
a little
Let's go.
attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Set. Ready. 90 Wolf.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Hit it.
On first and 10, here's Locke. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there is they were able to connect. Here's Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a third down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
50's the mic. Watch the run.
Shoot.
From the gun on third down, Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Let's go, touchdowns, baby.
Tyreek Hill. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills' offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here?
60 or.
The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Here we go,
so
here we
from
go.
the 36 now,
70,
first and 10.
Indy.
Pick up the ball.
Ready, ready. Big River, Big River.
From the gun, Herbert. He's got Fuller. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Down. 18
Able to
game.
get 7 on that first down pass
Three down,
play.
3 down.
Second and 3.
Go.
They run, Cook, and they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
Yeah, baby.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here we go.
This offense in desperate
50,
need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Get it. Get up.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that's complete to Cooks. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Turn up.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Go.
Now a give running left for Gurley.
What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy?
Trying to bounce it outside,
Give me
but
some.
he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Ready.
Third and 2, Lock's going to throw. He is going to find Hill here. 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars.
Touchdown.
Tyreek Hill with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes inside and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef, they want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go. We got this. We got this.
From the gun, Herbert. And this is Cook with a grab. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Cook, and he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Ready?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take it.
Now Cook.
SOS.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Herbert, that's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Pretty heavy traffic over the middle on that one, and somehow he emerged with the football. Way to possess it, despite all the extra contact and people around him.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's what really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on him, and he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
You got it,
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go. Right there. 60 yards.
I'm coming.
Get it.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
All right, D, let's
Go.
Gurley again here on 1st down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
70, Indy. Let's go.
From the 41, Locke. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. That pass was a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
Come on, set.
So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line.
Coming. Fire.
Going to run the jet sweep. Callaway with it. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
Hey. Ready to go.
Got three.
Hit it.
On second down, Montgomery.
Go. It's run. They run it.
And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle
Ready.
made at the Bills' 33.
15,
The Jaguars on third down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 16. Well, a clear running situation. Trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Set up. 30 base.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Clear. Shoot.
Going jet sweep. Here's Campbell. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Ready.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11.
Now.
On second down, here's Locke. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Okay, ready?
Mike 50.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Check.
Big Ripper.
They'll run with Montgomery, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Let's go.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch? When they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count, can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Called a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
Ready.
From the 2
outlaw.
now, second and goal.
54. Mike 54. He's tired of me.
Get it.
Here's Locke to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Tyreek Hill there to make the grab. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, Are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them throwing the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
On first down, Herbert. It's complete to Fuller. A gain of 6 there on first.
Ready, break.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football?
Set,
well,
ready.
They trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Here we go.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now this one complete on the slant route. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 6 there on first.
Hey, watch the slant.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Back to throw. Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A 51-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go!
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is. I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Down.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
50. Hey, here we go.
Big grip.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. 70, Indy.
Let's go.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man there to knock it away that time.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Here's Johnny Hecker now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drop.
Come on, set.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Ready.
For 6.
50, plant.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down.
You got nothing.
From the gun, Herbert. He's going to look deep down the field, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. Herbert.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now, they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore. He's really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 29.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of
Easy work.
scrimmage.
It's easy work, and it's
And
coming
now
again.
we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Ready?
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down.
Watch the pass.
Hit it.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
Here we go. Set.
Not totally
60
home
outlaw.
free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, first and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the time they just look
On
at it
the
like,
set.
let's just
Mike,
play the
54 's
game.
Mike.
And however
Check,
it turns
check.
out,
Watch 54.
it
Watch
turns
54.
out.
All day, dog. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Shoot.
Now a handoff for Gurley. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
That's it.
They get a nice chunk there on the
10-2
first
stop.
down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Check.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bills.
Now.
A lot going to throw it here. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head
Got it.
linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Big River. Big River.
Campbell making the catch. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
He wasn't ready.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop.
Ready.
But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Jacksonville, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.